Hello everyone, thank you for being here. Today I'm sharing a card that involves coloring with Polychromos pencils. I will share a few tips with you during this video. I started with a piece of black cardstock which is 5.5 by 4.25 inches. Then I have this beautiful stencil from Simon Says Stamp called Daisy Bouquet, which will be the star of the show on this card. So I'm making a little loop with some Spellbinders tape and I'm placing it on the back of the black panel. Then I'm putting it down on my stenciling station. I'm placing my stencil on top of the cardstock, just slightly at an angle, making sure I really like the placement of the flowers on the panel. And to make sure it stays put, I added 2 magnets on top of the stencil. Then I'm taking some white pigment ink. This is the Yeti ink from Lawn Fawn. And with my paper pouncer, I'm pouncing the ink everywhere over the stencil. I want an even coverage on all of those flowers and leaves. I actually learned this technique recently on a video of Jennifer Maguire and Gina Kay. This technique is called black magic, and I truly think this is black magic. In the video they put on white pigment ink on a solid stamp, and I'm doing it slightly different with a stencil here, but it does work with solid images as well. The thing is that you want your image to transfer on your black cardstock in white, and after that you can color it with colored pencils. Now here I am pulling off the stencil and just look at that. I think it's beautiful just in white. You don't really have to color it, I think. There's just something about black cardstock that I find really intriguing. I really love working with it. Now I did let this panel dry. You could totally heat set it if you want to, but it was already late, so I went to bed and I colored it the next day. But you do want to let the ink dry or you'll get smudges all over your cards. Okay, so here I have all my materials pulled out and it was time to choose the colors first. So I have these 3 greens and then I also have some pink to purple shades. I will link the shades below. And these are Polychromos pencils. These are really a dream to work with because they blend so beautifully. So let me tell you how I do my coloring with pencils. I start by coloring the whole leaf with the lightest shade. And you want to do this with a very light hand, because the key with colored pencils are layers upon layers of color. So if you press too hard on the first go, you won't be able to do so many layers. If you are heavy-handed, just try holding your pencil higher up, so not at that bottom tip. And then here I go in with a medium shade. I start at the bottom, again with a light hand, and I then blend it out with the lighter shade again, just like you see me doing here. So I have that medium shade and then I blend it out with the lightest shade. You just saw me using a very soft brush there to sweep off any pigment that's coming off the pencils. If you don't do that, you risk getting those ink smudges or pigment smudges on your card. And then as a final step, I come in with that darkest shade and I blend that out with the medium and then with the light color. So going in with the darkest, blending that one out with a medium shade, like here. So here I'm going in with that medium shade. And then when I'm happy, I go on with the lightest shade. And I just repeat this process for all of the coloring of this piece. And if you do it like this, you'll build up layers which make the end result looking super smooth. So I always have 3 colors. I have a dark one, a medium one and a light one. Another tip I can give you for coloring with pencils is that you really want a very sharp tip. So you do have to sharpen your pencils quite a few times. I always have my sharpener on hand, and I think I actually sharpen the lightest color every 2 leaves or so. So you do want to do it very often while coloring. Also, like I said before, don't use your hand to wipe away some of that pigment that comes off. That can leave smudges on your panel, and you really don't want that. So I use that very soft surface sweep brush from Nuvo, and I have it next to me every time I'm coloring with pencils. That white pigment ink makes the colors really stand out, so you end up with bright and vibrant colors on a very dark cardstock, which is just beautiful. I haven't done it yet, but you can also try this on dark navy cardstock. This would be beautiful as well. I will leave you with some music now while you can watch me color some more, and I will be back again to finish off the card. And this is the end result of the coloring. Isn't it beautiful? I did decide that I wanted a little stitching on my panel, and also a little white border around it. So I die cut it with the outside in stitched rectangle from Lawn Fawn, the largest one. And then after that I scored my card base at 5.5 and folded it to have a top folding card. Since this is quite a simple card, I did want to add a little bit of dimension with some foam tape. So I put foam tape all around the back of the panel, I peeled off that liner paper and I placed it on that white card base. Then I took the simple sentiment set from Pretty Pink Posh and I chose that Thinking of You sentiment. I really love this set for just simple and small sentiments because this card really needs that simplicity, I think. So I stamped the sentiment on plain white cardstock with VersaFine Onyx black ink. Then I took an itty bitty banner and I ran it through my die cutting machine. I put on some liquid glue and adhered it on my card panel. Then I trimmed off the excess on the side, and I should have done that before I put it on my card base, but it worked out, so no harm done. And this finishes off the card for today. Super simple design, but lots of coloring involved. I think I spent well over an hour coloring these flowers, but I think it was worth it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon with another video. Bye!